What's up, guys? I'm Maverick 10, and this is your 2012 summer movie preview. We're in a new location right now, just something different. I'm going to go over the summer movies, and obviously we can't go over all of them, right? I thought I'd hit the big ones and a few not so big ones that I'm excited about. So, without further ado, let's do this. Coming out on May 4th. May 4th. May the 4th be with you. Marvel's The Avengers. Now, this is obviously one of the biggest movies of the summer. I'm extremely stoked for it, not only because I've heard great reviews, but because, like you, I've seen these movies, these superhero movies, Iron Man, Incredible Hulk, Thor, Captain America, that have set up for this movie. It's all coming down to this. I have high hopes for this movie because of two words: Joss Whedon. Joss Whedon wrote and directed Marvel's The Avengers. I'm a big fan of his work. I love his work. If anybody can pull this off, it's Joss Whedon. He's done a lot, guys. And he's even been a script doctor for a lot of movies I bet you like. Toy Story, some other superhero movies, etc. He's very good at bringing a script, writing a script, rather, where you're bringing a team together. I think he can pull it off. We'll have to wait and see. May 11th, Dark Shadows. Now, this movie I don't really care about, although it looks visually, it looks pretty cool. Johnny Depp seems, whenever he hooks up with Tim Burton, it's almost always like this same style of character. It looks really cool as far as, like I said, the visuals, the colors, the color palette, everything looks cool. But I'll wait till DVD. No, I won't. I'll wait till Netflix. How about that? May 16th, The Dictator. I thought Borat was funny. I thought Bruno was funny. Therefore, I probably think The Dictator is funny. Will I see it in theaters? Probably not. I didn't see those other two in theaters either. May 18th, Battleship. This is weird. Like, it looks like Transformers, but on the ocean. But it's like we've already seen Transformers. It's based on the board game. I don't see, with aliens now, apparently. There's aliens in the board game. It might be a good popcorn flick. Check your brain at the door. Just stupid fun. But don't expect a big plot. Expect a very thin plot, actually. I like Liam Neeson. We'll see. This could either be the biggest flop. I'm not talking about financially. I'm just talking about as far as fans and expectations go of the whole summer. But it also could be, maybe the most endearing one. The one that's like, hey, I wasn't even looking at that one. And it was actually pretty fun. We'll have to wait and see. That's some of the coolness about it, right? Men in Black 3. I loved Men in Black 1. Men in Black 2 was a boring mess of a film. I'm really looking forward to Men in Black 3, actually. I like Will Smith. I like Tommy Lee Jones. I like Josh Brolin. Josh Brolin's version of a younger Tommy Lee looks really cool. It looks very good, actually. The movie itself, the time travel thing, may or may not work. We'll have to wait and see. I loved the first. In fact, I wish they would make a Men in Black style movie, like about a Men in Black government organization, but a real movie. Not a comedy. I don't normally see comedies in theater, actually. I usually wait till DVD. June 1st, two movies I'm looking forward to, one more than the other. The first one, Piranha 3D. That's just cool to say. Piranha 3D, that's the title of the movie. I love the first Piranha because I knew going into it all it was going to be was a sexploitation film set in this decade. Boobs, gore, blood, people getting eaten by piranha. That's fun to me. You need that every once in a while. You watch a bunch of serious movies all the time, you get to become boring yourself, and you become very serious. Sometimes you need to have a 3D flying penis come at the screen. At least I do. No one's with me? Okay, well, this one looks more of the same, but it's got David Hasselhoff, who kind of annoys me. Like, I get it, but it's like, it's the thing. We're laughing at you. He thinks we're laughing with him. I don't like that. And Snow White and the Huntsman, so looking forward to this. Instead of Hollywood doing all these remakes of movies from the 80s and the 70s, and in some cases the 90s, I don't want to do it like this. Just don't tell him behind you, just between me and you. They should start doing remakes of these good stories from years ago. Lord of the Rings did so well because the story's so good. I like this. Snow White. I would like to see The Wizard of Oz and a few others. I like the casting. I like Charlize Theron for this too, as the role as the evil queen. I'm really looking forward to this movie. And then June 8th. Oh, June 8th. Actually, on June 8th, my most anticipated everything comes out on June 8th. And also on June 8th, my second most anticipated movie of the summer of 2012 comes out. First, Safety Not Guaranteed. I'm not going to talk a lot about this. This movie is not for everyone. Not a whole lot of action. This is a movie about a guy who puts an ad in the newspaper that says, hey, I need someone to go back in time with me, to travel back in time with me. I've only done this once before. Your safety's not guaranteed. Bring your own weapons. This isn't a joke. Let's do this. I don't think it's going to have that actual time machine in it. I think it's all going to be a middle thing. I don't know, but it just looks really interesting to me. And like, movies like Piranha and the Avengers, big summer movie, crazy movies and things like that. I need something every once in a while that can bring me back, dial me back and actually appreciate something other than just an explosion every now and then. This looks to be it. But also on June 8th, the movie I will be in line for to see. Hopefully there's a line. I want this movie to make money. Prometheus. I cannot wait. I'm stoked for Prometheus. I can't wait for that. Ridley Scott coming back to sci-fi after Alien and Blade Runner. This could be his wheelhouse. Maybe he's been away from it too long. All I know is Prometheus, an Alien prequel, or is it set in the same universe? I don't know. Ridley's being very secretive about this. He's kind of playing with the press here and there. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's not. I am a huge fan of the Alien franchise. And in fact, as big a fan of the Alien franchise as I am anything else, I love Alien, and sometimes it's hard to be an Alien fan. But the casting for this, Michael Fassbender is one of the best young actors in all of Hollywood. Charlize Theron, Idris Elba, it just looks great, guys. And this could be the film that brings back sci-fi. Brings back sci-fi to the cinema. I really hope that happens. I was hoping Inception would kind of usher in a new era of sci-fi. It didn't happen. A lot of people say, well, it's shows like True Blood. It's movies like Twilight that are taking these werewolf, vampire junk that's taking the spot of sci-fi. No, it's not. There's always a room for vampire and werewolf stuff in cinema, dating back to Nosferatu. You know what's taking up the sci-fi spot in the movie theaters? Are our superhero movies. Now, I love them. I think they could bring it back a little bit, bring it down a little bit, let sci-fi come up. But there needs to be some good writing, some good directing, and please, for the love of God, some good acting in a science fiction movie. Prometheus could be it. Let's go see that. June 22nd, Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter. Anytime you take an historic event or a historic character and completely flip the script, I'm cool with that. Abraham Lincoln, before he gets to become president, he fights vampires. I'm down. Where do I buy that ticket? Sign me up, bro. Also, in June 29th, 2 movies. One you've probably never heard of. That is Take This Waltz. It looks good to me. It looks like kind of a dramedy, kind of like a dark dramedy, maybe. Michelle Williams has knocked my socks off the last few things I've seen her in, especially in Blue Valentine. This looks good to me. It won't be for everyone. It'll make no money. I even think it's a limited release, but I will find some way to go see this. It looks really good to me. And G.I. Joe Retaliation. The crazy thing about G.I. Joe, the first one, Rise of Cobra, was the fact that it was the epitome of mixed reviews. Some people hated it, some people loved it. I loved it. I loved the action sequences. That movie never stopped. It kept giving and giving. Big action sequences. Was it true to G.I. Joe? Not necessarily, but I had fun watching it. This has The Rock in it. Sign me up. I'm already down. Let's just cross our fingers and hope Channing Tatum dies in the first scene. Also, the next month, July 3rd, Amazing Spider-Man. I like this, and I'll tell you why. I don't like that it's an origin film. We've seen, it's like, okay, my mom, my dad, my grandma, my wife, my 1-year-old daughter, they all know how Spidey became Spidey. Okay, maybe Blake doesn't, but, she will, I'm sure. There's supposed to be some big twist with the origin story this time around. Hopefully there is. The reason why I like this is because the first 3 Spider-Man movies, while the first 2 are good, all 3 had terrible casting. Tobey Maguire looks like the lesbian sister off of Roseanne. I don't know her name. Kirsten Dunst is MJ. Real, like, seriously. James Franco, that role, he was okay, but that role of Harry Osborn was basically insert actor here. Anyone could have pulled that off. The villains, however, Willem Dafoe and Alfred Molina did a great job. I look forward to this because the casting is good. Emma Stone, Martin Sheen, Sally Field. Call me mean because I'm picking on old people, but the 2 older gentlemen and the lady who played Uncle Ben and Aunt May in the first 3 Spider-Man movies really got on my nerves. I didn't like them. I didn't like when they were on screen. It's annoying. I'm looking forward to this, though. Also in July, we have The Dark Knight Rises. Now, prepare to hit the dislike button. I hated The Dark Knight. I think it's extremely overrated. I could in fact I did on our podcast. I went down through why I hate that movie. However, I loved Batman Begins, one of the best superhero movies of all time. You can't argue it. You cannot argue it. I can, however, argue why The Dark Knight sucked. I'm not trolling. I'm not trying to tick anybody off. But I don't care if I do. I'm just telling you guys. However, I am slightly looking forward to Dark Knight Rises because the studio has given Nolan complete control. That's a good thing. But the trailers for this movie has been terrible. Nolan, I love him, but the dude cannot cast a woman. Anne Hathaway as Catwoman. You serious? The Princess Diary? All right, we'll see. I trust you, but I don't trust them when it comes to female characters. The exploding football field? I don't know. The flying? We'll see. I'll see it. And my boy is the biggest Batman fan ever. We'll go and see it. I really want it to be good. It has Joseph Gordon-Levitt in it, so that's enough for me. Almost done here. August 3rd, Total Recall and Bourne Legacy. Well, I'm looking forward to both of these films. A lot of times the studios will dump. The end of the summer is the dumping ground for the movies that could have been. Total Recall, Philip K. Dick is my favorite fiction author of all time. He wrote We Can Remember It For You Wholesale, which is the short story that Total Recall is based on. You can pull my sci-fi nerd punk card out right now. I'm apologizing. I did not see Total Recall with Arnold, the original, until 2010, but I loved it. I'm looking forward to this. It looks more gritty. Jessica Biel, Kate Beckinsale, Bill Nye. What could really make this movie shine, though, which is funny because I just said it was gritty and dirty, is the fact if they give Bryan Cranston, if they just let him go, just let him do his thing. He is a phenomenal actor. I really hope this movie ends up being good. It looks a little bit more dirtier, nastier. I don't mean as far as language. I mean, it looks grittier, and that could be a good thing. And you don't want it to be a direct copy of the first one. Also, Bourne Legacy. I love the Bourne movies. This is Jeremy Renner. When I heard he was playing it, I was like, oh no, a new Bourne. It's not necessarily a new Bourne, it's a new character. This could really set up for him and Damon fighting in a Bourne movie in the future. I tried to read the Bourne movie, or the Bourne books rather. Really hard to read, but I really like the movies. It'd be interesting to see who shows up and shows out here. Total Recall, Bourne Legacy. Who are you going to pick? Also, August 17th, Expendables 2. The last one, Expendables 2. Don't care. It's a Jerry action movie, as I call it. Didn't like the first one. Well, it had tons of explosions. Yeah, but when you can't just watch tons of explosions. They have to be cool. You can't just set off a bunch of firecrackers and fire a gun. It has to be cool fight scenes and cool explosions. Did not like the Expendables. Probably won't like the Expendables 2. However, I like that they got Chuck Norris and Jean-Claude Van Damme. So I'll see it. I really want to like it because what is there not to like, right? Big explosions, gunfights, old action dudes getting together. Maybe that's the whole problem. Old action dudes getting together. I don't know. We'll see. My question is for you, what movie, guys, are you most excited for this summer? Also, what one could you not care less about that I named? Why are you looking forward to that movie? Is it just the Avengers? Is everyone just excited about Batman the Avengers? Is there something else? Are you the one guy that's pumped for Battleship? Let me know, guys. I'm Maverick 10, and I'm out of breath.